What's up, guys? Here is the brand new V4 Lamborghini bike. Super excited to share this one with you and show you all the cool details about this bike. Let me just grab the camera, run behind it, and show you everything about the bike. Stay tuned. All right, guys, here is the latest addition to the collection, the brand new V4 Lamborghini bike. This thing is absolutely incredible. I love every detail on this bike. All the carbon fiber is on a whole different level. There's nothing that can even describe how insane this bike looks. But this is basically, it's the third collaboration between Ducati and Lamborghini. First they did the Diavolo. The second bike they did, I believe it was like last year or the year before, was the Street Fighter. And this is the latest, greatest, basically the V4 Panigale Lamborghini. It's collaboration between Ducati and Lamborghini, and it's basically taking cues and designs from the Revuelto, which is like the highest spec Lamborghini bike out there right now. And if you look at the bike, I mean, there's just so many details that you can definitely see the DNA between the two cars, you know, design cues. First thing I want to point out is basically, if you look at the tail section, this part right here, the tail section on the V4 Lamborghini bike is completely redesigned, one-off specific for this particular bike. If you look at the ribs right here and the tails and the little wing, I guess, it's exactly the same as in the Revuelto. The second thing is, if you look at the winglets actually on the Lamborghini bike are completely different compared to like the standard V4S. These are more closer to kind of resemble the rear diffuser of the Revuelto, which is pretty much exactly the same. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. Oh yeah, the rear lights. Let me show you. This is pretty cool. Yeah, if you look at the rear lights on the bike, the way it is, they're very similar design to the exhaust pipe on the Revuelto, which is pretty cool. Exactly. Also, one of the biggest cue designs is the Y shape on the Ducati bike. So if you look at the bike, there's a couple of places where you can see the Y shape here on the gas tank, obviously on the bottom. That Y shape is exactly the same design as the front lights and the rear lights on the Lamborghini Revuelto. Also, the carbon fiber is absolutely insane. Let me show you. It's very hard to capture, but look at the front, how easily this thing mashes. So basically the weave design, and there's something what they call like fishbone in the carbon fiber, is exactly the same design as in the Lamborghini car. Pretty cool if you ask me. Also, we have the 63 graphic design. It's exactly the same graphic design as in the Lamborghini car. The 63 basically represents it's a Lamborghini number. This is not represents 1963. That's when Lamborghini was started. You know, what else do we have? Oh yeah, the seat design. Let me show you the seat design. You can see in the seat we also have the Y shape, and the material that they use is basically exactly the same design as in the seats and the interior of the car. The Y shape is exactly the same as it's in the car. What else? You can also see the Y-shaped design. The wheel design in the car are exactly the same as in the bike. That was pretty cool. I think that they matched it. They've done that with the previous two bikes as well, with the Street Fighter and the Diavolo. I think the wheels were exactly the same designs as the cars that they were resembling at that point. And one of the main things that I really like is the green on the color. This is basically a Lamborghini green. It's called Scandal Green. That's the name of the Lamborghini color. It's exactly the same Scandal Green on the bike. And the story about this green is how it came about. Back in the day when they had the Miura, you could order in something crazy like 60 different colors. There was a lady that walked into the dealership wanting to order a particular color that matched her dress, and Lamborghini at that time didn't have that color, so they were like, all right, we can match it. So she had to leave her dress essentially so they can able to design a car for her with the same color, and that's how the color came about. It's called Scandal Green. You can see it all over the bike. Obviously the pinstripes, the 63, the side over here. You can see it on the seat as well, and even on the bike stand. That's pretty cool if you ask me. The bike comes with a matching bike stand, and also on the front and rear brake calipers. So that's pretty much it. Super cool design on the bike. If you ask me, I think it's one of the best looking bikes out there. It's just so many details. Basically what it is, it's technically a V4S because it does have the, as you can see, the electronic suspension, but it also has cues from the R. These wings, I believe, are similar like the new V4R. The bike also comes with the dry clutch, and it has this homologated acrylic titanium exhaust that it's a little bit lighter, but the carbon fiber work is what basically stands out on this bike. It's absolutely insane. It's essentially like gloss carbon, but the details is, like I say, on a whole different level. Take a look at it if you guys can capture that. It's got the Lamborghini logo obviously on here. The 63 carbon fiber absolutely everywhere. I mean, this thing is dripping in carbon fiber, obviously, which makes it a little bit lighter. And also the wheels are not carbon, but they are forged aluminum, which makes them lighter as well. So that's about the bike, all the details. I think next thing we should do is let's get suited and take it out for a ride. Stay tuned. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, time to jump on it. It's fully gassed up, so let's go ahead and take it for a ride. The all-new Lamborghini Ducati collaboration, the V4. Man, this thing is insane. Gotta tell you, every time I look at it, I like it even more and more. Check out the details on it. Even the license plate holder on the back, it's carbon fiber. It's got the Ducati logo on it. I usually like to remove this, kind of put the tail tidy, but this thing looks so good that I think I'm just gonna keep it, you know. Probably just get rid of the reflectors. I love the carbon fiber, and the green just looks so cool. Check this out. I want to show you something cool as well. The starting procedure. So you see, you get the Ducati logo, you get the Lamborghini logo. Panigale Lamborghini tells you the number of the bike. This is number 49 out of 630. Let's go. It is definitely an eye catcher. Notice so far, like I said, this is my second time taking it out for a ride, but every time I do, people are always staring at it, and it's understandable. Still early, but the sun is on its way out. It's gonna be a nice sunny day. Perfect day for riding. I like how they updated the screen. It's bigger, obviously. That's one of the improvements with the new generation Ducati. The screen is obviously bigger. Also, the electronics on the bike are much improved from the latest generation, from the single-sided swing arm, as expected. Let's see, figure out where to go. We might actually go to the Lamborghini dealership. Let's see if they have any Revueltos there. I think that would be kind of cool to compare the bike and the car. The bike that was designed essentially to complement the car. Man, this thing sounds so good. Keep in mind the exhaust that's on the bike right now, it's not even a race exhaust. Even though it's you know, titanium acrylic, it's kind of like a homologated version. That, yes, it does bump the power, I think like 1 or 2 extra horsepower, and it's lighter, but
It's not really a performance exhaust. So I think one of the first mods that we might do to the bike is just put the race exhaust on it, which also comes with a race map or race ECU that actually awakens the bike even more. So from a performance wise, I think that's going to be essentially the only thing that the bike needs. But yeah, this thing rides so nice. Like I was saying, basically the biggest upgrade from last generation to this generation, the engine is pretty much the same. It's the electronics. There's so many more things that you can adjust on the bike right now. Still has the wheelie control, traction control, ABS, what else? Slide control. One of the new things that this generation has that's pretty cool is if you decide to take the bike to the track, and I don't know what they call the system, but basically on the race setting, when you're getting into the turn or getting out of a turn, the bike or the electronics will apply the rear brake just the right amount that's needed to help you turn easier into the turn and get out, which is pretty cool in my opinion. I mean, I'm kind of like old school people or old school mentality when, too much electronics, it just kind of hinders the ride. But to be honest, nowadays with these bikes, this thing with a race exhaust is making 220 horsepower. And for the average rider, you just need the electronics because otherwise you're just going to kill yourself. The bikes are so fast, they handle so good, they're so light that unless you're a professional rider, you can never take this bike to the limits, the actual limits of the bike. So electronics essentially helps the ride. I mean, I tell people, new riders, sometimes they ask me like, hey, what do you think about me getting a brand new Ducati Panigale for a first bike? And I tell them, technically you want to start with like a 600 just to get used to it, but with this bike you have so many electronics, you have so many different settings that you could turn down the power and do so many other things that it could be technically a first bike for somebody, as long as they take it easy, they don't go like too crazy on it. And in my case right now, the bike is still in like the braking period, so we're not doing anything too crazy. We want to go to like the first 600 miles to basically let the bike brake in properly, and then obviously we can add the exhaust on it and we can go crazy. But you can feel it. The throttle response is so good. The gear shifts are so crisp. The bike handles, it feels pretty light. It's about 400 pounds wet weight without the fuel in it, so it's relatively a light bike. Like I said, this one, it's full carbon fiber fairing everywhere. It has the forged aluminum wheels, which are lighter. The exhaust that's on the bike right now is lighter as well. So all that combined brings the bike to about, I think, 405 pounds. Once we upgrade to the race exhaust, that shaves off another 6 kilos from what I was reading, if I'm correct, which is about another 10 pounds or so. Bumps up the horsepower another about 8 or 9 horsepower, which is, like I said, it puts it in about 220 horsepower range. And we're talking US standards. I believe in Europe the bike actually makes an extra 10 horsepower, but because of US regulations and emissions and stuff like that, I think the bike like I said, US regulation, the bike is a little bit less power and it doesn't rev as high as what it does in Europe, but nonetheless such a fun bike. I love it. All the cool, the details on this bike are absolutely next level. Whoa, check this out. You don't see this thing in the US every day. This is a Noble right in front of us, very popular in Europe for racing and stuff like that. Super light. I assume he's probably going to the Ducati to the Lamborghini dealerships, which is around the corner. So let's just follow him there. Or not, he might be going somewhere else. cool car, brand new. Alright, let's see what they have at the Lamborghini dealership. So we're pretty close. Hopefully they have a Revuelto, however it's pronounced. It would be nice to check one out in person. Let's see, it's somewhere here. Oh, there it is. They definitely have a couple of Lamborghinis here for sure. Man, this place is like a Candyland. Definitely check out that Lambo there, McLaren Koenigsegg. And then we got obviously the Panigale. Let's see what they have. Let me switch to the phone. Alright guys, we are at the Lamborghini dealership. I wanted to show you something cool about the Revuelto that kind of matches the bike, what I was talking about earlier. If you take a look at the front lights with the Y shape, it's exactly the same design that it's on the bike with the Ys over there. Same thing I think it applies to like the rear. This is essentially the Revuelto. Here you go, you can see the Y as well. Obviously the other thing, like the little tail section on the bike is pretty much the same design as the rear clamp. The wing is pretty much the same. And the winglets on the front of the bike basically matches the rear diffuser. Also, another thing, this is actually cool because you can see it on this car. The wheels are exactly the same design as the bike. This particular car has the green, the Scandal green brakes, which is pretty cool to see. Check it out. I mean, this thing is absolutely amazing, the Revuelto. Let me see inside. Yeah, if you look at like the inside design, the seat design matches what the design of the car is. This one has like the green accents as well. You can see the Y shape on the seat over there. Obviously different color from the outside. It's, I don't know what they call this particular color, but how cool is this Revuelto? They actually have like 3 of them in the dealership with some other absolutely insane stuff. Check out this Bugatti. I don't even know what it is, but it's absolutely insane. So yeah, this is another Revuelto. You could definitely see the design cues in the DNA that, you know, transfers from the car to the bike. How cool is that? And this thing is absolutely amazing, insane. But I do love the Revuelto. Matching brakes. What do you guys think? Should we get a Lambo for the channel as well? Just to kind of match the bike. I don't know if we can afford it, but YOLO, you know. Also, let me show you, they have another Revuelto in here that actually has the gloss carbon. So you can see that's exactly the same design as well as what's on the bike. Check this purple one out. This thing is absolutely insane. If you look at the carbon fiber on the mirror, it's exactly the same design as the bike. Same thing with the rear clamp. And let's check out the exhaust. Kind of matches the bike as well. Super cool. And the wheels with the Y shape. This one's actually the windows down so we can see even better inside. Yep. Definitely same DNA design. I love the carbon. Lamborghini Newport Beach always has the craziest Lambos. This is insane. All right, that was pretty cool to stop by at Lamborghini of Newport Beach and check out the Revuelto actually in person and see all the design cues that are essentially on the bike that came from the car. You know, it's definitely has the Lamborghini DNA in this bike, which makes sense. I mean, this is not the first time they're doing a collaboration. As I said earlier, this is like the 3rd time. So definitely they know what they do. The two teams working together, Ducati and Lamborghini Beach, always creating masterpieces. Let's get back on the road and enjoy this beauty. If you're in the area, definitely stop by Lamborghini Newport Beach, because you're gonna always see some crazy cars here. Absolutely insanity. Every time you look down, I mean, this just looks so cool. I love the Lamborghini logo on it with the Ducati, all the black. I like the fact that they did the black windshield. Check this out. You can actually see the carbon fiber extending. Even under the windshield, everything is carbon fiber. But like I was saying, they did the black windshield to kind of match the whole black on the bike everywhere. The bike does come with two windshields. There's a box of extra goodies essentially that came with it. One of the things is a clear windshield. Also there's a second seat that's completely black. What else? Oh yeah, very important not to forget. There's also a matching helmet that comes with the bike that's basically the same color, and a matching jacket. Those should be here hopefully within the next couple of weeks or a month. They had to basically, all of them are special order to the buyer size, so they had to order mine as well, and that'll be pretty cool. I mean, it's just like I say, all the details about this bike, everything that's the main thing that I notice when you look at it. How refined everything is. It's crazy to see, you know, OEM carbon fiber, especially from Ducati and Lamborghini. The quality of it, and everything is absolutely amazing. You know, it's not a cheap bike. Obviously, you pay for what you get. The MSRP on the bike is $78,400, $78,500, something like that. But in my opinion, it was worth it. It's not your regular V4S. There's so many upgrades on it. You know, you got the forged rails, you got the dry clutch. Just to kind of like break it down for you guys, the dry clutch is about $4,000 if you wanted to upgrade on a regular V4S. The exhaust that's currently on the bike is $6,000, so that's $10,000 right there immediately. Holy smokes, this thing pulls so fast. So yeah, like I was saying, that's $10,000 right there. The helmet is $2,000. The jacket's $2,000. That's another $4,000. I can't even imagine how much this full carbon fiber fairing costs. You know, it's got to be at least 10 to 15 grand, I would assume, piece by piece. And I don't want to find out, so I'm definitely not planning on tracking this bike or anything like that. But I bought it to ride it, so definitely it's going to see a lot of miles. And like I said, as soon as we go through the first 600 miles, we'll probably order that exhaust, put it on there. I've watched some videos of other V4S's with their race exhaust, and they sound so good. Still contemplating whether I want to do there's basically two options when it comes to the Ducati race exhaust. There's one that's what they call like the high exhaust. It's the same one as I have on my the SP2, which is like the two pipes underneath the exhaust. It's a little bit different design for like this new generation, which I'm not a big fan of. Or the second option is basically like the lower. It's going to be very similar to kind of what the bike has right now, but basically the race version of it. I think that's kind of the one I'm leaning to. just for aesthetic purposes. And performance-wise, both of them are very close. They basically save you about 6 kilos, call it 10 pounds on both of them. The high exhaust, I think, makes about 12 extra horsepower versus the low one, I believe, is 9. So pretty close performance-wise. Price-wise, the lower one is much cheaper. It's only, not to say only, it's pretty expensive. It's $5,000 versus, I think, the high exhaust is in the mid-9s. And the high exhaust actually takes about 7 to 8 hours to install because it's a full exhaust essentially, so you gotta do headers, all that stuff, and a lot of stuff has to come out, so it's not an easy job. Versus with the low one, I want to say it's something like 2 hours, so obviously keep in mind labor is not cheap when working on Ducatis, so that's why I said the low exhaust is much cheaper, and it pretty much offers the same performance, same weight saving, so it's kind of what I'm leaning to, at least for now. What do you guys think about this bike? You know, I posted a short video on Instagram and it went absolutely insane. I think it was like a review, when Ducati V4 did the review video. It got something like 2.5 million views, a ton of comments. Obviously a lot of people love it. There was also a lot of haters saying like, oh, nice Kawasaki because of the green, which is fine. I don't like bikes to please other people. I buy them because I like them. So at the end of the day, it's me paying for the bike, not anybody else. So it's important to buy stuff that you like for yourself, not to please other people. That being said, I'm just curious if you guys like it. Comment below. Trying to figure out what to do with the mirrors. As you can see, currently I'm running no mirrors on the bike. The stock mirrors are kind of bulky, so we took them off. They basically come from the inside and kind of stick out of the out, but they're just too big. So for the moment, we're running no mirrors. I might do just a bar ends or something, but we'll see what Rizoma has to offer. Something slimmer, just a slimmer design overall. And to be honest, I'm not mad about this exhaust that's on it right now. It's obviously much quieter compared to what the race exhaust is, but when you get on it, it opens up and it sounds pretty nice. That's one of the concerns with putting a race exhaust on it. They're much louder and a little bit obnoxious, to be honest, sometimes. Versus with the stock exhaust. It's a pretty cool truck, platinum edition. Not sure if you guys can hear it, but as soon as you get to like the 7,000-8,000 RPMs, that exhaust definitely wakes up. But as I said, we're still in the braking period, so want to make sure we take it easy. I love it. One of the cool things on the new generations on the screens. If you look at it now, there's so many things that are basically the bike can show you. You got the power percentage, you got torque. I mean, I actually, to be honest, I gotta take it back to the Ducati dealership just to have one of the techs there walk me through all the different settings, because like I said, it's a little bit different from the older bike. One of the things that I definitely like is they have the mode button now that makes things easier once you save your different modes to basically have to switch from one mode to another, compared to on the last generation was a little bit tricky, especially if you're riding. So yeah, buddy. Pull over at the end over there to give you a little exhaust sound so you guys can hear it. Not sure how much the mic picks up given that it's in my helmet, but we'll pull over at the end over there and give it a couple of revs. A little walk around. I love the dry clutch. Check this out. The sound on the dry clutch on Ducati is like nothing else. Let's give it a couple of revs. See if you guys can hear the exhaust. I believe there's like a kind of like a soft limiter, especially when you're in neutral, that it doesn't let the bike rev past 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, or it might be a case because it's still in the braking period. Let me try something else. Yeah, with the clutch pulled in. What if you put it in gear? Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's what it is. Basically, when you're in neutral, the bike doesn't let you rev past like 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs. Which is gonna suck for all the BMW riders because they definitely like to rev bomb their bikes. Never understood that, but it is what it is. Everybody has their own likes and dislikes. So that pretty much wraps up our second ride on this bike. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you press the like button. Follow the channel. I really appreciate you guys. For those of you that like to watch the videos and comment on it, stay tuned for more videos. We'll do more comparison with this bike versus the last generation and some of the older bikes. Stay tuned for more. See you guys. I'm out.